Lights, camera, fractions.
Lines, cameras, fractions!
Listen.
Yeah, we need to do that next time. We're famous here. That's the
All
first
right.
time we've done that.
Okay. Okay, so now that we know how to factor out the greatest common factor out of a polynomial, sometimes you get a polynomial that is not 2 terms and not 3 terms, but it's 4 terms. So, for example, if you get a 4-term polynomial, the first thing you always try is called factoring by grouping, okay? Which is exactly what you guys have already been doing. It's just that we're going to have it two groups of polynomials in one polynomial. Does that make sense? So you'll see in a second. So, Tom. Okay. All right. So let's say I gave you this. This is our first example. Let's say I give you x cubed plus 2x squared plus 3x plus 6. And I said factor that. Well, that looks like a nightmare. I mean, it looks confusing. I don't know, but the first thing I would notice is how many terms do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, terms are separated by pluses or minuses, right? So I have 4 terms. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to split it into 2 groups of 2. Meaning, I am going to factor out the greatest common factor out of this. I'm going to group these 2 together, and I'm just going to factor out the greatest common factor there. And then I'm going to group these 2 together, and I'm going to factor out the greatest common factor there. And then I'm going to see if there's anything else I can do. All right? So first of all, what do I have in common between these 2? Yeah. And can I take out an x cubed or an x squared?
X squared.
X squared. Right? So when I put my parenthesis, what would I have left? I have 3 x's. I'm taking 2 of them away, so I only have 1 x, right?
Yeah.
Plus
2.
2. Everybody agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that one's done. Now I come over here and I see there's a plus, so I got to put a plus here. And then what can I factor out of these 2?
3.
A 3, and then what would that give me?
It would give you x plus 2.
X plus 2. All right, now, is there anything else I could do?
Well,
You could do that thing that we did.
Oh, I have blobs, right? I have blobs that they match, right? X plus 2 and x plus 2. I could factor out the x plus 2. Look at that. And then, what do I have left?
oh my jeepily-badoo.
Oh, yes, Micah. You're starring in this video. Right? So suddenly, x squared plus 3, x squared plus 3. And that's my answer.
Oh, so just
Right? Okay. Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Really pretty easy. It's really pretty easy. So number 2,
It's scary because it's
we
big.
got 2x squared plus 3x plus 4x plus 6. That's a 3. It doesn't look like a 3. Okay? All right. Now, how many terms do I have? 4. So immediately I'm going to try factoring by grouping. Immediately I'm going to try factoring by grouping. What could I take out of this?
Well, actually.
X1.
The 1x.
The X1.
Just the x, right? Because nothing else, nothing goes into 2 and 3 besides 1. So I'm just going to take out an x. And then what do I have left over?
2x plus 3.
Does everybody agree with what you just said?
Yeah.
2x plus 3,
Yeah.
right? I'm taking one of the 2 x's away, so I have 1x left over. And then that x completely comes out. So that's right. Now, now I've got a plus sign. I've got to put my plus sign here, right? And then what can I take out of these 2? 2. And then what would I get then?
You get
You get
2x plus 3.
2x plus 3. Oh my gosh, I have blobs again.
You're
And
really
my blobs work, right? They're the same thing, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna factor out my blobs of 2x plus 3, right? And what does that give me left over? Notice that there's not a plus sign in between these two parentheses now.
Someone,
Right?
it's X.
It's x,
My
Plus 2,
Someone.
right?
Oh.
Right? Pretty straightforward. Does this make sense so far?
Okay, are we
That's
just-
such a coincidence that both of them just ended up being 2x.
Yeah.
Wait.
They both ended up, but it's because I'm specifically trying to give you those, right? You know, but will they always work? Not necessarily. But if they do, then go one step further. If your blobs are the same, you want to go one step further, and you
And
get
if they're
your.
not, then that's just the
And then if they're not, then you can't really do much, right? But yeah, that's the basic idea. So let's try one more. At least one more, maybe two. All right, 1, 2. Here's the third one. Okay, so 2x squared minus x plus 8x. I hope I did this one right. Minus 4.
Okay.
All right, how many terms do I have?
Okay, well, you have
So
four.
calm down.
You have 4.
You have four.
I have 4. So I'm going to immediately try factoring by grouping, okay? And what can I take out of these two?
You could take out just the X's.
An x, right? So what would that give me?
X.
2x minus
What's x divided by,
Minus 1.
what is x divided by x?
4. It's
1.
Yeah.
Exactly, beautiful. And then plus, because there's a plus sign there. What can I factor out of this? 4, what would I get?
2.
Um,
2x minus 2.
Minus
No.
1.
4 divided by 4 is 1. Oh, I have blobs again that match. So Micah, help me, what's the last step?
We'll use 2x minus 1 and then plus x plus 4. Wait, no. Just
Times.
x plus 4.
X plus 4. The key is make sure you don't put a plus sign between these two parentheses, right? That this is now this is being, the 2x minus 1 is being factored out of it. And so it's going to be two factors being multiplied times each other, right?
I get this. Can we get the homework?
You get it. Can we get the homework?
Yeah.
You want me to do one more?
Yes, no, we got it.
All right.
let me go.
You got this. Let's do it.